Initialize dampeners. Cut into feed. Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Happy Sunday, everyone. It's Bill, and you're here on the Sunday Hangout on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Shaitan's Hammer is here. Toy Mama's here. The Radical Mom is here. Blue Harvest Toys says hello, hello. Honor You 83 with me today. It's good to see you, Honor You 83. Rolando Flores here with us today. And I've got a guest here with me, Super Awesome Geek Show. And I do have a brand new special co-host for today, and that is going to be Sir Clifton. So let me go ahead and bring Sir Clifton in. I think I've got everybody said, oh, there's Mike Fee. Hello, Mike Fee. Good to see you, sir. So let's bring in Sir Clifton. And there's Sir Clifton. Hey, and he's got his signature sunglasses on. Good to see you there, Sir Clifton. All right. And we're going to go ahead and bring our guest in. We've got the Super John from the Super Awesome Geek Show.
Hey, it's Matt Lancer, voice of Anakin Skywalker here. You're watching the Super Awesome Geek Show.
Hey, what's up, Super John?
Hey. Oh, that's funny you picked that. Yeah, that's cool. Good.
Looks like there's Sir Clifton. Got him on the screen there. It's good to see everybody today. It's kind of a spur of the moment show today. I'm kind of trying to get everything set up here. And of course, we've got 3 guests on, plus I've got a toy cam running. So I've got this computer is about ready to fry, I think. So we'll try to keep things going here best we can. And no, it ain't your phone, bro. You're good. Let's see if we can get that featured chat to show up here on the screen, and it's going to kind of cover up Super John there a little bit, I'm afraid. Anyway, so it's good to see everybody. Glad you guys showed up. I've got to fix something here, folks. Just hang with me real quick while I. All right, let's see. Featured chat properties. Grab that. Copy. Hey, everybody, saying hello to everybody. Blue Harvest Toys, good to see you. Mr. Benny, good to see you. Good. I'm glad everybody's here today. Come down. That properties.
So Clifton, it's good to meet you, my friend. What do you collect?
Okay.
Number one, Oakley, and then I do about G.I. Joe classified.
All right. What you been up to, Super?
Sorry, I was just talking to Clifton about what he collects.
Cliffy, you breaking up, bro?
Yeah, I collect a lot of things. Oakley, Motu, and G.I. Joe classified, Superpowers, and Transformers. and
Wow.
that'd be it.
Yeah. Cool. Good stuff. Bill, I've been all right. You know, going.
In a
Space
while
for-
there, Super John.
Yeah, making space for all the stuff here at the condo, you know.
Hang on just a second.
Lagging or
If
something?
I can get going on here. There we go. Maybe that'll cut that latency out.
Lagging a little bit or something?
Guys, you guys could talk to one of. Yeah, there's a little bit of latency going on here. I'm trying to get. I'm probably going to have to kill the toy cam, so that could be what part of the problem is here. I'm going to take that off of there and make sure I don't have any extra crap here open.
It says it's laggy, yeah.
Come over here and make sure all these are off. Throw these down here, minimize. And
There's a max headroom thing going on.
just down as small as I can get it.
Throw
Throw it down here. That might help a little bit. It's a
excellent.
little laggy yet. Get off the dial up, says Blue Harvest. I hear you over there. Well, I'm doing the best I can, guys. There's a max headroom thing going on. Maybe we'll clear up here in a second. I may have to bring it down and just do guess. Thank you, Rolando, for bringing those links up for us. Appreciate that. And let me turn that auto on.
Thanks,
All right,
Rolando.
so Sean Solo.
Sean,
Good to see Sean Solo. Says thanks for the Twitter link, John. So what you're doing over there? You got you've got a house and you got your condo set up. Just talk a little bit, John. Tell us a little bit about that. Me and Cliffy will just sit here and listen for a second.
Yeah. I mean, so when the grandparents passed, we inherited a house down here, and I already had the condo. So I decided to take one of the rooms in the house. My mom's living there now, and turned it into a toy room. And so I repainted, I redid some of the drywall, put in a whole bunch of shelves, put in track lighting on the ceiling to give everything good visibility, and then been setting all the modern up there. So all the Marvel Legends, the G.I. Joe Classified, Transformers, like the Legacy and the modern studio stuff, the Titan series, all those modern, going back to even before the Netflix stuff, so lots of that more modernish Transformers are all going there. And then let's see, the Motu Origins, I put all my Jurassic dinosaurs up there. And then the next thing to work on is Star Wars Black Series. We're going to move that up there and put all that together. Everything's moved up, but we just got to set it all up, so turning that toy room into modern, and the condo will stay all vintage. So,
Man, that sounds awesome.
I was joking with John earlier today. I said you're going to turn that condo into a toy museum.
that's how it looks. I mean, a lot of it's behind glass and lit up really nice. We'll do a tour at some point, but you can kind of see the cabinets above me where the Star Wars are.
Is your vintage Star Wars complete?
Yes, and it's so complete that there's almost 200 is it 260 right now? Because I've got I've got every variant of every Star Wars figure except for the Red Bar R5D4, the Hollow Tubes Tusken Raider, and the Vinyl Cape Jawa. Other than those three, I've got every variant that exists for every Star Wars figure, and they're all in those cabinets up there. That's why sometimes you see 4 or 5 of the same figure standing next to each other, because there's that many variants of some of these, you know what I mean? And we'll do I still have to do like a whole tour. I know, Mark, I know Blue Harvest has a Red Bar. He's you got to send it to me, Mark.
Yeah, I've watched you on you used to do a early Sunday show about 6 a.m. in the morning. I used to try to catch that when you were doing that, and you were showing off all the variant. I never knew that it would, you know, and it's like different colors, so that it's like it's brown, but it's different shades of brown.
Yeah, you can get lost when it comes into different shades of them. Like with Luke's hair, it goes from really light blonde to pretty dark blonde. Then it goes into brown, like light brown, to super dark brown. And then there's even orange, like ginger, what they call it, you know, ginger orange hair. So it's like, I've seen people who have the whole spectrum and they've got like 200 Luke Skywalkers. And I didn't go that far. I just went, I got a blonde haired one, I got a brown haired one, and I got a double telescoping lightsaber one. So those are the, you know, that's what I consider the 3 variants, you know.
The Blue Harvest talking about the tri-logo Boba Fett.
Yeah, that. And there's some Boba Fett's with painted helmets and some without paint. And that's another hard thing to come by, is like, it's hard to determine, like there's Rees with painted hands and Rees with where the arms and the hands were pink. The plastic was pink, so they painted the purple on the sleeve. But there are other ones where the whole arm is purple and they painted the pink on the hands. And if you get a mint one, it's hard to tell which one you got. You know what I mean? Without some paint rub, it's hard to tell which one you got, you know?
Blue Harvest says he'll swap that Red Bar for the DT Luke.
No, it's okay. Because then I would need a DT Luke. What are you doing?
I'm sure that when it gets to that point, in order to get what you want, you do have to do a little bit of barter and trading there, don't you?
Sometimes, yeah. I've more what happens with me is I will, if I've got something that I've got 2 or 3 of, just to happen upon, you know, like for a little while I had 2 blue snaggletooths because I found one. I got one in the 90s when I was a kid at a sale at a mall or something, and that was like a $4 one because back then people didn't know how rare it was. And then, but I recently found one since moving to Florida at a garage sale, and I bought I bought their whole box of toys for like $20 or $30, and in that box was a blue snaggletooth, and the condition was kind of rough. It clearly had been played with. But yeah, what I did is I sold that to a friend of ours in the community here, and then used that money to get like something I needed for the collection. You know what I mean? So it's kind of that, you know, it's like a roundabout trade, right?
Right. Well, you Left Coast Graphics in the house. Good to see you, man. He says, "What's happening, kids?" We got
Rick's got some new pins up. He just did Ahsoka and Thrawn, and so he's got some good pins, new pins up.
It's cool. Yeah, there you go. Rolando Flores put that link in there for you guys to go check out Left Coast Graphics. Thanks, Rolando. He's working pretty hard for me here. You know, I picked him up off of your show. I seen him down there doing that one time, and I said, Rolando, you're fixing to become a wrench over there on my show, so you can do that too. And he was so happy to do it. I want to give him a shout out, Rolando Flores, taking care of business here in the.
Rolando's a really good guy. He's really cool. Yeah.
And Shaitan's Hammer thought he thought about getting a Mara Jade. Are you picking up any of those figures that Kenner's putting out now that look like the old vintage figures, but they're
Yeah, they're
basically new figures.
they're actually right here in the cabinet. You can start to see some right there, and they go up because I personally myself, if you're going to say that, this is my feeling now, if you're going to say that you have every Kenner style Star Wars action figure, you have to have the ones from Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian and Ahsoka, because they are a continuation of the line just 40 years later. And my logic behind that is this, because with Star Wars, the vintage collection, that stopped in like 2006 or 2007, somewhere around there. And it didn't start up again until around 2015. So there was a gap of, could be a gap of 8 years or so. And nobody consider those two separate lines. They don't say there's Vintage Collection Series 1 and Vintage Collection Series 2. In fact, the numbers for Vintage Collection when it returned in 2015 just started up where the old one left off. So that's a collection that has a gap in the middle of about 8 years where it wasn't produced. So this is just a line that has a gap that's 40 years, in my opinion,
Okay. And that's pretty good logical reasoning there, in my opinion. What I've been doing, I've been trying to limit myself here in the last few months to just getting what I wanted to get out of Motu Origins, which is just about there, and then going full force into trying to pick up the McFarlane Superpower stuff. And some of that stuff that's coming out with that line looks pretty awesome. And he had a hiccup there at the beginning, but I think he's picking it up now.
Yeah, I especially like the Brainiac. I like the colors on him. He really pops.
And I hope that they continue doing the Legion of Doom. I want to see the entire Legion of Doom from the Super Friends.
And the base would be awesome. He's already doing the brain car for Brainiac.
Mm-hmm.
If he does, with the squid arms, if he does that skull-like looking play set that comes out of the swamp, that'd be freaking awesome.
Hall of Doom, yeah, that would be a nice set. If he does a Hall of Doom, I want it to be pretty much like the old Justice League play set, but for the bad guys.
Yeah, but it's got to look like that thing that comes out of the cartoon, I think.
Absolutely. And like I said, I've got all that stuff on pre-order, and I can't wait for it to get here, especially that Brainiac brain ship. That was actually going to be produced in the wave 4 of that line had it continued. And he pretty much used the exact same design for that. Oh, Gilster 37 here in the house. Good to see you, man. Glad you showed up. Miss Jennifer here with us as well. Mike V says the original Star Wars collection, I got every figure, but man, it's an expensive collection and I cherish it a lot. I guess everybody has trouble with a few figures like a Man-O-Man. I think that's his name. Is that the hard one to find?
Yeah. A tip, type into eBay green and yellow slug toy, and occasionally you will get a Man-O-Man popping up that someone does not know it's Star Wars, and you'll get it for like a few dollars.
Right.
They'll put in slug toy or some kind of weird yellow and green slug monster, and if you type those things in eBay, once in a while you'll see it come up because a lot of people don't know that figure is actually Star Wars.
Blue Arbor says I sold my yak face to Hasbro, and they used it for the colors for the retro, and now he needs another one. Daniel Carhoonan, good to see you. Yeah, so that's what Blue Harbor said. He sold his yak face to Hasbro so they could use it to make the figure for it. They didn't send it back to him, or I guess he just sold it to him. Now he's got to get another one.
Huh.
I would have made him pay out the butt for it. I would have made some money on that had I been you.
Now I have 2 of them now because I got one for my birthday that was part of the birthday present, and then now I have the retro one. I opened that and compared them wanted to see them side by side. So they're both sitting up there.
Oh, wait a minute. If you got two yak faces, you might be able to trade a yak face for that red bar R5D4.
Well, the one is the retro, so it's the new one.
Okay, I got you. Blue Harvest says he sold it to them for a lot. Very good. I'm glad you got that done. Super awesome, John, says Gilster 37. Man, it is good to see you, John. I've been trying to catch up with you. When are you going to start doing some retro Sundays again, man?
I don't know. I just got to get things together. Like I can't really even get to that table in that little studio area that I was doing all this stuff in. It's buried right now. So hopefully soon it'll be unburied. Okay. See, everything that was basically a lot of stuff that was here in the condo had to get boxed up and put somewhere. And right now it's in the toy room, stacked like floor to ceiling with an aisle. There's like an aisle to get through because we had contractors here doing we had a balcony screen porch, and now that screen porch is totally enclosed with a glass, hurricane-proof glass windows, so we can actually use that porch. And it's now, but I had to take a lot of stuff down when the contractors were here and box it all up for safekeeping while they were here, you know. Because when they're cutting walls and rattling everything, you don't want all your stuff falling down off the shelves.
Yeah, I can understand. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely not there, John. And I can understand, because I thought I was getting the room cleaned up when I was doing my transferring the tubs, getting the tubs out of here, and then my wife went to the spare room and started cleaning it out and brought a whole bunch of junk back in here. So it's like I've got to start right back over again. I like Salt says, I like your set, Sir Clifton. It looks somewhat organized and nice, unlike my man cave.
Thank you.
If I can get Sir Clifton to talk a little bit. Yeah, I see him. If we can look back there, I don't know if you could move your camera around because you kind of got it precariously balanced there, but you've got that Eternia playset. You've started putting that together. Did you get the whole thing together there, Cliffy?
Yeah, it's together. I got 7 videos done and need to get my computer where I can do the editing to get it all fixed up. But yeah, it is together and it does run, and it is freaking awesome.
Huh.
Oh, they're picking at you there. They're saying you're not a sir. And then Blue Harvest says, I don't know who started that rumor. He is a Sir Clifton. Thank you very much, Blue Harvest. But tell us a little bit about some of the hardships that you've gone through in the last couple of weeks there, Cliffy, because I know everybody's been wondering where you've been.
Well, it started when we had a pretty cold spell. My water pipes had busted, and I just left everything here for 2 weeks, let the computer run in. And then when it got warm and me and my dad got the pipes fixed, we had a storm the night that we were going to come back. We were in a storm, and there was lightning, and like I think it was either the next day or 2 days, I come in here to start doing some stuff on my computer, and it was shot. The lightning had fried the CPU in it because it was running. So I had to send that back, and I'm looking at maybe getting it back in 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay,
and then
so we can't wait to get you back, man.
Yeah.
And Shaitan's Hammer says I see Eternia. I think, hey, that's awesome. Not sure where I'll put it. Even my wrestling ring is too much space. Yeah, speaking of that, I've got one of those wrestling rings that's the correct size for the 1/12 scale action figures, and I didn't realize that those rings are actually that huge compared to a normal person. And I had it set up for a little while, but I just don't have the room to even set that thing up. So I've got it back boxed up again. Look at that Eternia playset, man. You didn't get in on that, did you, Super John?
No. I can't. Nowhere to put it.
Yeah, that's the same here. It was too much money to begin with, and then of course no place to put it. And I believe my wife probably would have, not that she's ever thought about divorcing me, but the divorce thought might have came up if that thing had showed up on my doorstep.
They got to deliver it with a pallet jack. You know what I mean? It's like.
Well, a friend of mine, Cobweb Collector, put a picture up on Instagram and Facebook here recently. The box for the shipper box that the Eternia came in was so big that he could actually get inside of it himself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You
know. Do the Panther eyes light up? I'll answer that. No, they do not. But you can go get a little LED thing at the dollar store with the little battery in it and the clicky button, and you can put it back there and you can make them light up because there's a place to put that. Get rid of it. I did. You'll be happier. Okay, Blue Harvest.
So, Bill, I want to show you something. Your love of robots, and giant things. Did you ever have this when you were a kid?
Let me see if I can see what you got there. No, I did not. That is cool.
Yeah, I had one of these when I was a kid, and there's a funny story. I was at a show a little bit ago, and a guy had a loose one on the table for like $5, so I grabbed it, and I was like, holy crap, I had that as a kid. I remember this, and I started doing some research, running around seeing what it was, and then found one in the package for a reasonable price. So I was like, oh, I'll get it then, because it's just bring back memories. I played with this thing to death when I was a kid. It was awesome.
That's pretty cool, man. I always wanted to have the big Shogun Warriors when I was a kid because they came out right around the 1977, 78, up in that time. And I ended up getting Dragon, Mazinger, and Raideen. And I've got them on display back here. But here a few years ago, I guess by a few, I mean probably about.
Raideen, I think, was the one. He's on the yellow on his head. That's Raideen, right?
You're thinking of Guy King with the horns.
Is that what it is? Yeah, we had that one when I was a kid.
Okay, yeah. Raideen has got he looks like an Egyptian robot kind of in the face. He's got the little Egyptian beard coming down on him. Yeah, but there was a company called Uni5 in Japan who tried to redo the original Jumbo Machinder line. And I actually got in on a couple of those. I got the Guy King and I've got the Great Mazinger. And going through things here, I actually found my boxed Uni5 Great Mazinger. And
wow.
I've got him right here. And he actually came with the jet scrander so that you could attach the jet scrander to his back. I was looking on eBay, Sir Clifton. Guess how much these are going for? And there was only one offering for it on there.
$1,000.
Wow.
A little less. It was $1,300. I was talking to Joneser last night. I may have to part with this old boy right here. And the other thing that I found, I had to buy this at the same time. Also, Uni5 came out with with the accessories that went with them. So I had bought the fists that shoot the missiles out of them to go with him. So I've got this. So I was telling Joneser, I said I could sell the Mazinger, and I could sell the accessory, and I could upcharge it, so I might get a little more than $1,300. I might can sell that for about $1,500 here on eBay if somebody's willing to buy it.
See, I was gonna say, like, where would you sell it? Because
Mike Fee wants Super John.
Every single, I'm telling you, every single time I've sold something more than like $100 and $150 on eBay, the person claims that it arrived broken, and they send pictures of something that's broken, and eBay always sides with them and makes you give the money back. And if you claim that it wasn't broke, they always side with the buyer. You know what I mean? And so I don't sell anything really expensive on eBay anymore. I will not. I just will not do it.
I don't blame you. I'm kind of shy on that too. And of course, if you sell it to a toy store, you're not going to get full price for it because they got to sell it for full price.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I may not sell them, but
well, what I do is I go to a couple local shops and I see if one of them wants to do like a, can you put some feelers out? Do you know someone who wants something like this? And then if they can hook me up with a buyer, I'll throw the store $100 or something. You know what I mean? Like if it was $1,000 item,
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was telling my wife. eBay's gotten to me it's full of crooks, and they're all looking to get something for nothing or try to beat you out of your money.
Yeah.
And like you said, eBay always sides with the buyer. They don't give the seller any slack at all.
Oh. So I started taking pictures of everything, like even when I pack it up and show how it's packed, I'll take a picture of the box with everything wrapped in bubble wrap, and then, you know what I mean, so that eBay can see that like it was packed right, it was put in there in good condition. Even if it's a $10 item, I have all these extra pictures because so many people will try to scam you on there.
Yeah, Gap said he just deleted his eBay account. He was so sick of that junk. Hey, figuratively speaking, says hello to everybody.
Hello.
And he'll watch that replay later. He's got to go to work today. He's in retail, so he's got to work on Sundays. You still working for Lego?
Yeah. I'm still a brand merchandiser for Lego. Yep.
Wow.
That's cool, man. I always thought that was the coolest job. You get to play with those for a living.
I wish they would allow travel again so I could go to the conventions, because I used to build all those displays you see at like San Diego Comic-Con and Star Wars Celebration, stuff like that. They'd fly in the day before. You'd build all those life-size Darth Vaders or life-size Ninja Turtle, whatever it is. And then you'd have the weekend free, and they would give you a ticket to the convention to wander around for free. And then at the end of the show, you tear it all down for them, So but they don't do that. They don't let me go anymore. There's no travel.
That's pretty cool. I would think they would get back to doing that since all the scary, kooky stuff is pretty much over with.
Yeah. I hope that they do at some point.
And Salacious Rum in the house. Hello, everyone. Salacious Rum, the Monkey Lizard's here. Hope everyone is well. Watch out for Super John. He keeps stealing my gold on Baldur's Gate because I made love to his girlfriend. Be nice, Rum.
What's the Lego set you've put together?
Something really fun was Lego had a crossover with Fortnite, and so they sent me out to a couple GameStop stores, and I had to build the I guess there's a Fortnite character where it's a girl and she's got like a pink vest and that big ass gun. So she was standing there with that gun up in the air and the pink vest, and we had to. It was a life size that we had to build in the store. That was pretty cool. When the promotion was over, I went back to see if I could get it, and it was gone already. I think one of the store employees took it home.
I would imagine so. There, Super John. That's neat though. I like Salt says looking through the house, his man cave is junky. His wife has collections spread throughout the house. Gonna send me some pictures. Yeah, send me some pictures, man. I'll feature them on the show.
Yeah.
And I need to get back with Salacious Rum. He's been trying to get me to come on his show for an interview. I think he's got a slot open after this Monday, so I'll have to hit you up there, Salacious, on the interview.
His Monday night show is fun. You got to get on one time, Bill.
Pretty much I got to come home from work and go jump in the shower and get out of my work clothes and then come down here and set up real quick so I can get with him, because we were talking about the timing on that's going to be what's going to be the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
I've got in the Lego realm, the Mega Constructs. I was going to boxes out, but I've got the Power Sword and the Havoc Staff, and those are pretty big, and I'm kind of scared to mess with them.
Yeah.
Y'all continue to talk now. I know the latency is pretty rough. Just kind of keep the conversation going if we can, because it's been a while since I've had Super John on the show. And are you still doing the Jeopardies over there on your show there, Super John?
We just had our final winner. I think it was Scuba Pete that won the last tournament, the last round. And I think I'll come back. Well, in March, we're doing a special Jeopardy tournament on Stu's channel for his children's stream that he's doing. He's doing a charity stream for children on the end of March. I can't remember the exact date right now, but so we're going to be doing a special Jeopardy in March for that. And then so that'll probably come back on my channel in maybe April. Yeah. I have to take breaks between each round because
Rolando
coming up with all like that many questions. I make all those questions up myself. So trying to come up with that many questions in one round for like 4 or 5 weeks in a row, I need a break every once in a while. So I do it for a month or two, and then I take a break for a month or so, and then do it another series, and then take a break, and then do another series. You know.
Yeah, I can understand that. I was going to holler at Orlando if he's still down there. Largo and Will over on Wilhelm Toy and Hobby are going to have a show coming up this afternoon. I guess around 1 o'clock, a little after 1 o'clock my time, or 2 o'clock their time. And I was hoping that that we could get a link up there. I've got this stream set up to kind of go over there. So when we're over with, but they haven't streamed since the beginning of the year. So I'm real keen on going over there and checking them out after we get through today. I don't know if Orlando's has took off yet or not. If Mike Fee, you might want to go over there and check it out. You can throw that link up for me as well if you would. Ree Black is here. Hey, she says, hey to Clifton. Hey, look at Ree Black down there saying hey to you. And Gary's Grail says co-hosting is exhausting too.
Yeah, he was our last co-host. Yeah, for Jeopardy.
So when you do the Jeopardy, is there like a computer program that you're using, or is it a website that does that for you?
The board layout and the setup is from JeopardyLabs.com. It's a website / app that you can get for your computer. But you have to actually write in all the questions and the point amount and everything, and then it has the basic framework there for you to work with. Yeah.
And Gap After Dark says, hit the like button. 22 people in here and 12 likes. Yeah, there you go. Hit the like button. And everybody's just saying hey to each other. And Reed Black says, and everyone, LOL. I said hi all first. All right. There we go. Thank you, Gojitron. 3:30 Eastern time for Wilhelm's show. And there is the link up there. I appreciate that, Goji. And
Cool. Yeah, all right.
Speaking of Gojitron just got monetized, everybody, and he's got channel memberships open over there. And I ran over there and got me a membership. Yeah, he's got them set up for like $1.99, so you can be a member of his channel for just $1.99. So everybody head over and give Gojitron some love. He puts out some great videos, and the recent video he put out was what are the new toy lines for kids today? And he talked about this Super Dinosaur line that came out a little while back, and that was a great video.
Yeah. I've been, thanks to Dino, he got me a couple more. He helped me get a couple more of the Secret Wars. I've been getting
Oh,
these
wow.
with the lenticular shield. It doesn't really work on screen, does it? But it switches from Iron Man to Tony Stark.
That's awesome.
You can almost see it.
Yeah, I remember those. I had a few of those when I was a kid. I always wanted the Captain America one, which I got, and I got the Spider-Man one. But the first thing I did was ditch those lenticular shields. I made Captain America a Captain America shield.
Yeah, you want to take away this shield to give him a real. I mean, it's supposed to be in there in one way, but because it switches from his shield to Captain America, but it doesn't really. You can't really see it on the camera, but yeah, I was really happy that he grabbed these for me because look at Cap, man, he looks so funny. Look at his face.
You can, and you can't see his ears either. I always when I was a kid, I was picky about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Thousand Ghost here.
I love these kind of figures. I've got Spider-Man and Kang and Baron Zemo. I think I got Doctor Doom. So it's cool to have the Avengers coming together. And then I picked up at a recent show.
Are you going to try to get a complete collection of?
Eventually, but I only grab them when they're like $20 or less. You know what I mean? I'm not getting. I can't be into that line for hundreds of dollars. You know what I mean? So I wait till I find a deal. But I just recently grabbed one of these too, the Inhumanoids, the tree guys.
Oh wow!
And they have the light thing that when you shine a light, his eyes glow. But I always loved these things, and when I was a kid, and I saw this at a show, and I was like, "Oh, I got to get the tree guy,"
That's
I love Inhumanoids, man. That was. I'm so sad that cartoon got canceled and the toy line didn't last that long. It's just it was such a cool idea. But I mean, parents didn't like it. Parents didn't like it because they're like, the fiery depths of Earth, the freaking ground opens up and these things come climbing out. It looks like they're coming from hell. Of course, parents in the 80s are going to be like, "Well, we're not having that." Like.
Oh no, that was at the height of the Satanic Panic. That was when my sister had a fit over my Dungeons & Dragons collection. Yeah.
Yep.
Salt said he's going to be a kid at heart until I die. Well, I think that's just about all of us here in the toy community.
Yeah. Wolverine's a cool one in that secret, but you got to get the claws. The claws are hard to get.
All this vintage stuff, there's always these little bitty accessories that you can't ever find.
Yeah. You can find a Wolverine, but he won't have his claws, and it's so hard to find those claws. Because I think they just popped on, like they just, or something. I don't know how they. I don't have the claws, so I don't know how they attach.
I think it had a little clip that kind of went on his wrist.
Is that how it worked? Yeah.
I believe so. Like I said, I had like two of those Secret Wars figures. See, I was a Superpowers kid, and I always thought that the Secret Wars figures were kind of poor comparison to the Superpowers, because the Superpowers had super action and they had a little more articulation.
But the Secret Wars were Marvel. The Marvel's cooler than DC.
and what the Doctor Doom playset, the little tower thing, was just a bunch of cardboard.
It was Tower of Doom, yeah.
That was back when DC had cooler toys than Marvel did, but Marvel had the cooler comics, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I have Tendril over there on the floor, Gojitron. I need to find a home for my Inhumanoids. That's the next plan.
And you also collect masks as well, don't you?
Yeah, I've got almost everything now. A couple left in those final waves that I need to grab, but I've almost got everything. Yeah.
You
just got a Boulder Hill. Just got the Boulder Hill only a few weeks back. Yeah.
And
that was a badass playset back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's big too. I mean, I've got a corner shelf in the toy room where it angles around the corner, and that's where it's going to fit, is right in that corner on top. It's got to go on top, and then I'm going to put all the mask vehicles. Right now, they're all over there being staged, because that's going to move into the toy room and go in that one section. So that whole section will be the Boulder Hill play set, and then all the vehicles underneath it in one big section. And then, so hopefully that looks pretty good when it's done.
Well, I need to go grab some coffee. Give you guys a chance to catch a little break. We're going to take a commercial break here for just a second, and I'm going to be right back. So we'll be back after these messages, folks.
And now these messages. Coming from the farthest reaches of the universe to challenge the worst villains on Earth are the most powerful heroes ever in the battle of the Superpowers collection. Impossible. The Hall of Justice under attack. Batman behind bars. New from Kenner's Superpowers collection. Hall of Justice playset. Some assembly required. Vehicles and figures sold separately.
Use the trap door, Batman.
Brainiac's taken over the computer. Joker in the elevator. Evil forces joining for a final assault. Who can restore order?
Superman.
Can Superman save the Hall of Justice? You decide.
Behind its wall of beautiful teeth, Toothopolis is under constant siege by the Cavity Creeps.
We make Hulking teeth.
Cresty, look! Crest team, the Cavity Creeps are coming.
We'll fight them with Crest's fluoride.
Crest!
Yay! Crest! Watch treats, see your dentist, and fight the Cavity Creeps like the Crest team.
Fight cavities with Crest.
This toy comes with something that can really open up a kid's imagination. Its own legend.
He-Man! Skeletor is his enemy.
It's the Masters of the Universe collection. And for my kids, the legend begins here with Castle Grayskull.
It holds the powers of the universe.
He-Man, Skeletor has captured Castle Grayskull. We must stop his evil power. To Grayskull!
Defeat He-Man's forces, but leave him to lead.
Here I am, Skeletor.
He-Man! Skeletor is getting away!
But Castle Grayskull is safe with us.
Nothing's safe while Skeletor is out there.
And so the legend continues in this Masters of the Universe collection. And in the imagination of my kids. Look for it. It's new from Mattel.
Here are a few words about Levi's jeans and cords.
Levi's.
Go straight. Okay. Go down. Go down. Say what? Go down. Get down. Go down.
I got it. You get it.
Levi's.
And we're back. I hope you enjoyed those vintage commercials. That's one of the things that we do over here. I know Super John was looking at the Crest commercial. Tell us what you said about that.
It's just creepy. Like they're squirting, I don't know what, all over those.
The cavity creeps, and then they squirt the Crest on them, and then brush them off with the teeth.
I haven't seen that commercial in ages. I forgot about that. But I remember that. I remember that commercial.
Yeah, there's a set of commercials like that I remember. The Crest commercials were the first ones. There's actually it's almost like a cartoon show in and of itself. Each one is like an episode of the Crest team.
They could have. I guarantee if they had made action figures of those guys with the CREST on their shirts, and like they had the cavity creeps that you could buy. Like I would have got them as a kid. I would have definitely went and gone, hey, I saw that commercial. We got to get a cavity creep. And my mom would have been like, what the hell?
That's been brought up here on this show before. People have said, they ought to make action figures of the Crest team. Hey, John just showed up. I joined. What I missed? You missed everything, bro.
That's just like the California raisins, everybody had to have them back then,
Yeah.
I've got the original four that came out from Hardee's. I've got those in my collection. They're over in the bedroom, in the cabinet in the bedroom. Roger Corman's Captain America movie it's not pretty good. It's pretty bad.
I have
it's
it
so
on
bad
DVD.
that it's good.
I have it on DVD over there. We can watch it sometime. Speaking of, Bill,
we could.
Bill, you're not. So, do you ever get copyright when you're not monetized? Do you get hit with a copyright claim when you're not monetized? You do. It's not just monetized. So, how do you get copyright claims on your live streams when you play those commercials?
The commercials don't get me.
I get them every single time. If I play the whole, that's why if you watch my videos, like if you watch some of my videos where like I just did the Ewok Village, and what I learned was if I play the whole toy commercial for the Ewok Village, I'll get a copyright strike, or not a strike, but a copyright claim.
ID claim.
And they'll take all the monetization from that. And so what I have to do is I have to cut the commercial into 2 or 3 pieces, and then you don't get a copyright claim if you break it up. So that's why in my videos, you'll see the beginning of the commercial at the beginning, and then somewhere in the middle, I'll throw in another piece, and at the end, I'll have the end of the commercial. Because otherwise, I'll get a copyright claim and I'm like, why? Why are commercials not copyright? Like, why do I get a copyright claim on a freaking commercial? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
There's only 2 commercials that in my collection that I've ever got the copyright ID'd on. One was the Coca-Cola commercial. We'd like to buy the world a Coke. That one. Got a claim on that one. The other one, believe it or not, there is a overture in the middle of this that is music that's copyrighted. You remember the crying Indian who was crying because everybody was littering everywhere?
Yeah.
Well, when he's paddling his canoe, there's an overture that plays. That will copyright claim you.
Yeah, it's gotta be music then, because a lot of mine are G.I. Joe commercials or Transformers commercials. So if they have the music in the commercial, then it's probably the music that's getting hit. Yeah, I see. But if I break it up, it doesn't get hit. So.
Yeah, there's ways to get around that. One of the ways that we found, me and Jones are. It's like if you're playing a movie trailer or even a cartoon show, you take the video of it, and when you put it in OBS, if you'll do a transparent overlay of your logo over it that obscures it, but you can still see through it, and then you while you're playing it, you stop it for a minute, and then you talk a little bit about it, and then start it back up, and then talk over it some, and then stop it. That usually takes care of any kind of copyright claims they have on it, because it defeats the bot, because the bot's looking for ID signatures.
Yeah, I know it's a bot that's doing it. Yeah, it's a computer program. It's not a real person. Yeah.
And sometimes openers for a cartoon show will get you. I know you had that trouble with Thundercats at one time.
Yeah, Thundercats gets you every time. Yep. Yep. You have to break it up.
Yeah, that's right, Shake Hands Hammer. You got to make it transformative. You've got to make it transformative in order to get the fair use.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Super John. Last night we had our late night show, and one of the things I do on late nights now, I've got this the super chat goal that I do every week, and it's $50, and I reached it last night. But if anybody wants to give me a super chat, I'll take them. I love super chats because they help get me closer and closer to buying a new computer rig. But we were doing some videos last night, and I made a brand new one with T-Law singing a little song. You want to see that video?
Do it. Let's do it.
Let me set that up for us, and check it out, folks. I'm still in the process of creating the stop motion on this. I'm probably going to get down into it and make it more like the Drunken Sailor video. And if anybody wants to see that, just a super chat, and I'll show that to you. But here we go. I'm going to show this one real quick and whet everybody's appetite.
There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew up her bow, dip down, or below my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. The boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not of greed, and he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
What'd you think about that, Super John?
Yeah, nice. There you go. Yeah.
And Duncan needs to play the bagpipes. Well, I do have a set of bagpipes because I have an Allie the Piper figure. She could play the bagpipes for it, or we could put them on Duncan and let him play them, I guess. That's an idea, because I'm still working on that video. I'm going to make it a full production like I did.
You'll have to have like a thing. You could make a little scene where you have Duncan playing the bagpipes, and he walks by, and behind him is Ram Man, and then Orcos. So they're like they're marching behind him, like, you know, because Ram
cool.
Man
Yeah,
and Orcos.
I'm gonna keep working on that. Yeah, that would be great. But yeah, the one of my Magnus opuses was the Drunken Sailor video with Ellie the Piper in it, and we showed those last night. Gap After Dark said that was cool. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I do. That's where the channel gets its name from. It's Weird, Fantastic Toy Adventures. The toys go on adventures over here sometimes.
Yeah.
I actually have some material to make a kilt for him with, Shaitan. If you remember, they released a Fat Bastard figure here years ago for Austin Powers line, and I got one on eBay for just a few bucks that was loose and broken, and all I did was rob him of his bagpipes and tear his kilt off of him so I could use it. I've been wanting to get my hands on the new Roddy Piper figure for this the WWE Superstars line, because he's got a kilt on as well.
Oh, if I see that one around, I'll definitely be getting it. Yeah.
Thank you there, Salacious Rum. He's giving us.
I grabbed Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. I get almost every Andre and every Hulk I see. I try to get every Roddy Piper, Mr. T. Like, I collect certain people, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to tell Boy Made a Cardboard made a comment here earlier when we were doing that about he had used some royalty-free music that actually got a copyright ID. Well, what happens with that is you have to follow their instructions on how to use that royalty-free music in order to do it without a copyright strike. And the reason they're doing that is so people don't actually steal their music too. They want you to use it, but they don't want other people to claim it as theirs. So in order to use that royalty-free music, a lot of times in your description, you have to put a block of text that they tell you to put there in your description that tells where you got your music from, and the bot looks for that. Hey, what's up, Dino? He just showed up. Anyway, if you don't put that block of text in there, then the bot gets you. But if it's there, then you don't. And you can always go back and add that into your description, and then you go and you dispute the claim, and you put down that you put the license information in there, and then usually they'll release it in just an hour or so. Credits, I put music in it for a few puppet videos I've done. Sir Clifton, what is on the top shelf of your cabinet to your left? Asked World Made of Cardboard.
On his sunglass, on your sunglass case.
Oh, it's just a bunch of Oakley stuff up there, is what it is.
See, Sir Clifton collects more than just toys. He also collects Oakley sunglasses.
Yeah, that whole case is sunglasses. Yeah.
And he's quite varied in his collections. Let's say he's eclectic.
Yeah.
Want to see one more, Bill? Look at this. I got.
Sure.
That out.
The Cobra Bunker.
Wow.
That is awesome, man.
This box is basically mint.
How much of your G.I. Joe collection is box?
Not much. I don't. There's not much that I even own the boxes of. It's very rare for me to have something in the box. But I got this in a bulk deal with a couple tanks and some other stuff, and I was just blown away by it. Yeah. Even more so when I got here, and I was like, holy crap, it's in really good shape, you know?
That's awesome.
Is it mint in the box, never been removed?
No. The box has been opened, just barely here. So it's This side's still sealed with that original tape. But yeah, it was messed around with. So I'll do a video at some point on it.
Shaitan Hammer remembers those mini playsets. Let's see if we can remember all the mini playsets. Now, I had 2 of them. I had the bivouac set that came with the little shelter and the cot.
Yeah.
I had the missile. It was like a missile dump or something. It had a brick wall that had like a hole blown in it. Yeah. And it had like a little box full of missiles, and you had a little missile launcher and a sign that said ammo dump on it, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
And there was like what Checkpoint Alpha, that was like a guard tower or something.
Yeah, I want to get that. That's on my radar for coming up soon. Because I had that as a kid too. That was a good one. Yeah. Checkpoint Alpha.
There was somebody out there that was there was somebody out there with a 3D printer that was going to upscale that for the 12-inch line and make a Checkpoint Alpha that the border launcher, yeah. I saw a post of someone's fleet of night ravens on Instagram the other day. That's pretty cool. How many of those little tiny the mini play sets do you have for your G.I. Joe there, John?
Not many. They've been low on my list to get because most of them are relatively priced reasonable, you know what I mean? Like they're pretty inexpensive. So they're kind of on the bottom of my list because I'm kind of going for things that were like the reason I bought this pile that I'm doing is because I got the Equalizer tank from the Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders, and I got the Mauler, the Abrams tank that G.I. Joe had, the brown tan one. And then this thing that bunker was in it. The couple figures, might be 10 or so figures in there, and the silver Mirage motorcycle. Remember that silver bike? And so I've been buying these piles of G.I. Joe stuff. Like Dino helped me get one that had the Brawler, the Worm, a bunch of other I think the Sea Spray was in there, and bunch of G.I. Joe vehicles, and there was like 50 figures in that pile. And so like I've been buying these collections basically, and then just trying to get the expensive, what you have to do. Yeah, trying to get the expensive stuff for a deal by buying it in bulk with a bunch of other items. And then but the Mauler tank I think was really the last thing I needed that we had as kids. And now it's going to find those nitpicky parts, which are like the bomb disposal and the Checkpoint Alpha, like those little sets because I kind of went for a lot of the expensive stuff first, and then I'll do the cheaper stuff as I fill it in, Well,
there's so many small, tiny accessories with all that stuff, and none of these things are ever complete when you find them. You almost have to look for lots of nothing but just a bunch of parts. So you can dig through that looking for
And Dino helped me get this. This was this was almost a grail piece to get the Tiger Force Dragonfly, And and Dean, that was in the last pile that Dino helped me get from Geek Strong there. He's been spending all my money. He goes to toy stores and he calls me up. You want this? Oh, yeah. Like I just got a Sectaurs bug and some figures off of his last visit to a toy store. And I was like, damn you. And he's like, I know you got a little bit extra money. So he's like, I'm spending it for you. But he finds good deals. And, that's what it is. We finagle and work with the stores and we end up getting a pretty good deal. And, so it works out.
Now, Geek Strong said, John, they still have a bunch of G.I. Joe vehicles. I think you ate the only one who purchased any. I'm really shocked.
I probably am the only one who purchased. I got you. Yeah. And then he says this Dino guy sounds like a great guy.
I saw that. Shaitan's Hammer says he liked it when G.I. Joe does weird. Oh, that's kind of when I checked out of G.I. Joe, when G.I. Joe went all Cobra. La 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 la.
Yeah, I've got the Cobra la 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 la, la over there. They're all sitting right there. Yeah.
That was, I think, what was that, G.I. Joe the movie? That's when they did that.
Yeah. They claimed that Cobra Commander was a snake all along, a snake person all along. It's like, no, he wasn't. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, my continuity follows the comic books. I remember that very first issue of G.I. Joe that was done on Baxter paper. They had that at the drugstore, and I bought that, and oh man, that led me into the world of Larry Hama, and I wanted to get every issue of that came out so bad that I actually had a subscription to G.I. Joe comics directly from Marvel Comics, so they came to my mailbox every month.
Yeah. I remember picking them up. I remember getting them, and I loved those. I mean, some of those first, 10 or so issues, those covers are just stained right into my brain. You know what I mean? Like every time I see them, I'm just like, oh, there it is. That's number 7. Oh, there's the number 2. That's awesome. Look at that one.
Absolutely. And the storyline in that was significantly different from the cartoon. And there were they actually shot weapons at each other that shot bullets, not lasers, and there was repercussions. People would die in that, and it was a lot different from the cartoon. And Gojitron bringing up G.I. Joe the movie. Duke was only in a coma. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
after what happened with
what happened when they they were like, wait a minute, we can't do this to the kids. It'll blow their minds.
Yeah, the epic fails was trying to kill Duke and then trying to kill Optimus Prime.
Yep.
That killed the line because then nobody cared.
Yeah, I guess they thought that they were progressing the storyline by doing that. Yeah, Optimus Prime's death changed everything, says Shaitan's Hammer.
Well, they literally said in that documentary, they literally said that they wanted to kill off all the old toys and then make a whole bunch of new ones to get kids to buy a whole new set of toys. And it backfired on them. They said they were like, we had no idea that people would be traumatized by the death of Optimus Prime. I mean, kids were literally crying and traumatized by it. It was a big thing in our childhood. I remember seeing it and being just like, oh my gosh, what are they doing?
I still watch.
I remember
and cry.
I think I was in high school. I was in high school, and we had gone over to a buddy of mine's house who had it on videotape. And me and my best friend hadn't seen it yet, and this guy had it, so we went over there to watch it. And I remember sitting there walking out of the room when they killed Optimus. I was so mad.
Yeah, it was a tough time.
Yeah, I don't mind Hot Rod and Rodimus, but I don't hate them. I just think it was crazy that they killed Optimus Prime. I mean, it's like, why not have both? I actually like Hot Rod as a character as just Hot Rod, and Ultra Magnus is just Ultra Magnus. It's like I thought some of the characters are pretty cool. Like Cyclonus is an awesome character. It's not that they didn't have good characters in the movie. It was just, why kill off? Just add to it. You know what I mean? You don't need to kill the other ones. Just add to it.
Yeah, that it's interesting when you go into what their thought process was on that. If we get rid of all these old toys and kill them off in the cartoon, then that means the kids have to go to the store and buy all the new stuff that we're going to dump on them. and it didn't
That's what
work
they
that
thought.
way.
Yeah.
Mike, he never liked the Rodimus Prime or whatever he was called. Like I said, it was just they were trying something and didn't work with it, and I guess they said, well, we're not going to do that with G.I. Joe, but it was too late. They had already started the animation process, so
so they made
had
him.
to put
They
that
made him
over.
be in a coma. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
But,
at least they didn't kill off
so
like
what were
Snake
you?
Eyes.
Yeah, you can't kill off Snake Eyes now. No,
You know, that would have
Snake
been
Eyes was the breakout character.
Yeah, that would have been that would have been the Optimus Prime of the G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that Snake Eyes was like the breakout character of G.I. Joe. Now, which speaking of Transformers and G.I. Joe, they both had comics and then they had their cartoon series. What were your favorite storylines? The one that followed the cartoon or the one that followed the comic books?
In the beginning, as a child, I loved the comics of both of those more because I would get them and I would read them and reread them. I would take I still have some Transformers, like Transformers #1. I still have the one I had when I was a kid, and it's so worn out that the Optimus Prime on the cover is coming out like a stencil.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to put a piece of paper over it and I would trace Optimus Prime on the paper. So from tracing over it, and that's how I learned how to draw. I would trace over them and then I would take the paper away and my hand would be programmed with that trace and I could draw it over and over and over again. You know what I mean? So I learned to draw that way, but consequently, I had traced it so many times learning how to draw Optimus Prime that now the pen or pencil had gone through the comic book cover and now he's like a stencil. You know what I mean? It just falls out. It's like taped in there, you know, so that those comics got worn out from me learning to draw those characters as a kid. And but I used to read those stories over and over. You know, and then I'd get the next issue and I'd be like, oh, I love this issue so much that what I got to do is I got to read it all in order. So I'd go back to #1 and read 1 through 6 and then read #7. And then when I got #8, I'd be I'd read #8. Then I'd be like, oh, but I got to read it in order. And I'd go back to #1 and read 1 through 7 and #8. And then do the same thing when I got #9 and the same. So I would be reading the whole thing over and over and over again. But when I was in high school, it was a big deal. My friends and I, Nofrio and a couple of the guys that I went to high school with, it was a really big deal. We would be itching for that bell to ring at 2:30, and we would be running out of the school to get to a car or get to someone's the bus, or if we had to take the bus that day, it was running to the bus. If we knew someone with a car, it was running to their car. And we would get home as quick. We would always go to my house as quick as possible, grab cereal like Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Puffs out of the cupboard, a gallon of milk. Someone would grab a bunch of bowls, and we just plop down on the floor and hit that afternoon cartoon run. And there'd be Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, in that afternoon cartoon run. And we would just sit there eating cereal as an afternoon snack, watching those shows together. And I remember I loved those G.I. Joe shows. They were in syndication. So those shows would get replayed over and over again. And I remember distinctly there was one episode of G.I. Joe, Bazooka saw a sea serpent. Every time that came on, we'd all be like, oh, damn it. It's Bazooka saw a sea serpent again. Didn't we just see this one 2 weeks ago? God damn it. It's Bazooka saw a sea serpent again. You know, and we'd all be sitting there with our cereal, and someone would always say, boy, I hope it's not Bazooka saw a sea serpent again. And then the thing would come on, and it's like, oh, there goes Bazooka saw a sea serpent. It's like they're stuck on this damn episode.
Now you're making me want to go watch Bazooka saw a sea serpent.
It's good. Like today it's one of my favorite episodes, but basically because of that, I think, because it was something we always talked about when we were in our teenage years, you know.
Absolutely. And Chip Getler coming in. Hello, good to see you, Chip. Glad you could join us today. And Thundercats was awesome. That Rankin Bass goodness right before Rankin Bass finally said goodbye to us.
Cats
I
have
never
one of the
got into
greatest intros. The show's intro.
And I remember you tried to show it one time on the show. Yeah, you showed it to us one time, but you had it cut in like 15-second intervals or something, so you wouldn't get the copyright thing off of it.
Yep.
But I never got into the Thundercats, but I'm kind of thinking they show them here on YouTube for free somewhere, I think. I'm going to have to start getting into the little Thundercats just to watch the cartoon so I can be up on my toy lore.
Well, and they do Hasbro's YouTube channel plays the G.I. Joe and the Transformers cartoons also for free. And they're most of them are up there by now. And they're also on the Tubi app for free.
I've noticed that.
Well, speaking of
and I've
Tubi,
got Tubi on my television. I'm going to have to check that out.
And speaking of Tubi, do you know that Transformers documentary I did, Bill? You remember that?
Yeah.
That's going to be on Tubi hopefully soon. Probably within a month if everything goes right.
Wow.
Awesome.
We've been working on.
I'm gonna have to see that.
We've been working for about a month now, getting all the graphics done and all the stuff that they require. And they wanted to have some confirmation from Hasbro that it was okay to use some of the source material, but Hasbro didn't fill out a form. They needed an actual legal form, but Hasbro just wrote back saying it's a documentary. You don't need anything, so just go ahead. You know. And technically, they're right. With if you look up the legal terms to a documentary, you don't need to have written permission from the owners. You know what I mean? Like if you're just showing pictures of toys or a clip from the cartoon or something, if it's in a documentary, you don't need permission.
Unless you're a YouTube channel. Mattel Action YouTube plays both He-Man 2000X and the Filmation.
Yeah. Thundercats is on Disney Plus. Really? I didn't know that. That's cool.
No, I don't have Disney Plus anymore. I got rid of the Disney Plus here a little while back because. Remember, we all went to Netflix to get rid of cable. We said we get Netflix and Roku, and we can get rid of the cable, and we'll be good, right? Well, now it's gotten to the point where you have to subscribe to so many multiple streaming services that you're paying more for all that crap together than you were for cable to begin with.
Well, the secret that we do here in our house is we get like we just subscribed to Paramount Plus and we've been watching all the shows, and then like at the end of the month we'll cancel it, and then you just binge watch everything in 1 month and then cancel it, and then like 6 or 8 months later we'll get it back for 1 month. You know what I mean? So you just get us, you know, you might keep 1 or 2 for the whole year, but everything else, if you want to watch a show, just rent it, just do it for 1 month or their free trial period or whatever it is, and then just cancel and binge watch everything, you know, and rotate that way. Because we'll once the end of the month is done and we get rid of Paramount Plus, we might get Apple TV for 1 month and then binge everything on that for a month, and then you cancel that at the end of the next month, and then the next month you get something like HBO or Prime or something, and then just binge, you know. So you're not paying for a whole year for every single one of these, you know.
I kind of did that one time with Apple TV. This was back when Peter Capaldi was playing Doctor Who. When a new season of his came out, they were showing it on Apple TV, And so I got the Apple TV, binge watched all of that, and then unsubscribed to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
you don't need to stay subscribed the whole year long.
Yeah. He says his main viewing now is just YouTube, Tubi, and Pluto TV. I've about gotten to that point too. The only streaming service that I kept a subscription to was Netflix, and it's not because I care anything about Netflix. It's because my wife, Mrs. Weird Fantastic Toys, she likes to watch her crime drama shows like NCIS and stuff like that, all on Netflix, and so I got to keep her happy, because you keep her happy, then everything stays pretty cool. Disney is part owner of Hulu, so that's kind of gives you an idea of why Disney Plus has got the Thundercats on there, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. That's right.
What do you think of the Disney Doctor Who?
Disney doesn't own Doctor Who.
John from World Made of Cardboard. The Christmas episode, I was perplexed by it, but also I liked parts of it. I don't have Disney Plus. How am I watching it? Well, sometimes you get the ship out and you go sailing, but I will probably try to catch those. Doctor Who has had a special place in my heart since the first time I watched Tom Baker on PBS when I was a little kid. So, in spite of some of the things, some of the missteps I think they've had with that series, I will continue to watch it. I may not give them my money to watch it anymore, but I will have to keep my finger in the pot just a little bit there. I don't know if that. Am I muted?
I heard you. I don't know if that matters, but if you have a VPN, can't you get it off the BBC app? See, the problem is if you use the BBC app, if you use the BBC app in the United States, a lot of those shows are blocked. But if you use a VPN and tell the VPN that you're in the UK, those shows become unlocked for you, which is why, that was part of the deal with why Disney is showing Doctor Who. In the United States, you can't see it on the BBC app, but you can watch it on Disney. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you trick the BBC app into thinking you're somewhere else, you can watch it for free on that.
I like Salt says I had a short mute. Yeah, it's the latency issues and the streaming issues. We all have them. Some people have them worse than others. Right now, I'm having them, and it's not because of my internet connection. It's because of my laptop is just being worked to death here. I've got two guests on with me on, and I tried to have the toy cam up, and I had to kill it because it was really bothering us at the beginning. So we have issues. But back to using a VPN. Yeah, I've thought about doing that, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that. Like I said, sometimes I stick an eye patch on. There's ways to watch stuff, and then there's other ways to watch stuff. We don't want to go into any details about that.
But a VPN costs you money. A VPN costs you money usually anyway, so it's not like you're really
you're not tricking. You're not getting over by using the VPN. I don't know what is a VPN cost, probably about $20 a month as a subscription to a VPN.
Well, it depends on where you go and what you get, but some of them can be that much, but there's some that are only like $3 to $5, but still you're spending $3 or $5,
Well, you want to plug the one you use to tell us what it is?
Actually, I don't use one. I'm just saying I have friends that do. You know what I mean?
Well, see,
Yeah.
that's the other way that you can watch your favorite television shows without paying for it is let somebody else pay for it. I Like Salt is giving us a $20 super chat for the computer fund. Thank you, I Like Salt. Absolutely stepping up to the plate.
You got a video for him
indulge
or
me
something?
for a moment, my guest, while I do, and all he has to do is pick one. I've got the 3 sea shanties. We played one earlier. If you want to hear Merman and them singing Sally Brown, we've got that one, and we've also got T-Law singing Drunken Sailor. So pick from the video list there. I Like Salt, and we'll play you a video here. And that's awesome, getting that $20 super chat. And indulge me for a moment. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I've got channel memberships open, and right now I have 7 members. If I get an 8th member, then I unlock a special thing here on YouTube, which is called the membership shelf, which will be on my YouTube page, and it will highlight each one of my subscribers on there. Drunken Sailor, you got it, buddy. You're going to get Drunken Sailor here in just a second. So, and Chip Getler saying, I Like Salt, well done. Sir, I Like Salt is probably one of my bigger supporters, and I just want to shout him out. He has been a hero of this channel, along with Pope and Lax Sivrak. Last week, PayPal'd me $100 towards the computer fund, so I want to give him another shout out.
Oh my gosh, that's a good deal. Wow. Lack is definitely a good guy, man. Lack's got a lot going.
You know the boy got married, don't you?
Yeah, I saw that. Yep. Wish them well.
Yeah, he's like I started to pick at him a little bit, so I'll go ahead and do the pick right here. He's not here to defend himself, but I'm sure he'll watch the replay at some point. What he reminds me of is a soldier who has gone into the military, and now he's going on his first leave, and he goes out for the weekend, and he comes back married. But yeah, everybody check out Lack when you get a chance, and one of my wrenches will throw up the link to Lack's page. Lack's putting up some videos of him in the Great White North of Alaska driving a rock truck, and just giving his unique perspectives there. And let me set up this video here for you guys to watch for I Like Salt. Thank you, Rolando. So we're going to play T-Law singing Drunken Sailor here. You ready for that, guys?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hit it.
Ready? 2, 3. What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises. Early in the morning, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises. Early in the morning.
Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Early in the morning.
Way hey up she rises. Way hey up she rises. Way hey up she rises. Early in the morning. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Early in the morning. Way hey up she rises. Way hey up she rises. Way hey up she rises. Early in the morning. Way hey
Stick 'em in the scupper with a hose pipe on 'em. Stick 'em in the scupper with a hose pipe on 'em. Early in the morning.
Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning. Give 'em a dose of salt and water. Give 'em a dose of salt and water. Give 'em a dose of salt and water. Early in the morning. Way hey, oh way hey, oh way hey, oh early in the morning.
That's what we do with the drunken sailor. That's what we do with the drunken sailor. That's what we do with the drunken sailor. Early in the morning.
Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning.
And there we go. Hopefully, Fisto, pretty cool there. For some reason, your camera is not showing your face there, Sir Super John. Hit your cam off and cam on back button there down there at the bottom of your screen there, and see if that'll I'll clear you up there, sir. Get you back in there. All right, just hang tight and see if it'll refresh here in just a second. That's good. Let me go down here and get in studio mode here and see if I can jump start you. There we go. See if that got you going. Uh-oh, we lost him. And then there were two. Yeah. I guess he clicked out. There he's back. All right, he's back. All right, there he goes. There we go. We had to remind it that you were still there. How about that?
Yep.
And,
All right.
Let me see if I can throw something up here. I think I got it set up on here. No, I don't have it set on there. I was going to tell everybody with that $20 super chat, we've gone way over the $50 that I set for the weekend. So thank you everyone who has contributed. I'm going to make a leaderboard here for next week to show everybody what's going on with that. So
what are you looking for in a computer?
That'll
Bill?
be good. So say that again, sir.
Looking for in a computer to get a new computer, you said?
Yeah, I pretty much decided that in order to the way I produce this show, I'm going to have to get a gaming rig, probably similar to what Sir Clifton had. Hopefully, I don't have to spend $3,000 on it like he did, but I'm thinking about a $1,600 rig. I'm probably going to go mega PCs for it and get them to put me a system together.
You know, the one thing that I found when I was doing this, the amount of RAM and stuff is a little bit more important than how fast the processor is. So I went with
that and your video card.
Yeah, and your video card. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I went with like 500 gigs of RAM or whatever. It was like I got an insane amount of RAM on this computer.
Yeah, I was thinking about that myself, and as I've been pricing, I want to have enough expansion slots in there for the RAM so that I can put as much of that in there as I can.
Yeah.
Yes, Dave's Dimension has been working on getting himself a new rig as well, and I think he's done a lot more homework on that than I have. I will have to ask Dave for some help on that, I guess. That's a good idea. Thanks, Rolando.
I also went with a static drive rather than a traditional hard drive has a disk that spins in it, and those are a lot slower than a static drive. That's like I guess a static drive is just like a big memory chip or something. So I went with the static drive.
Yeah,
but I got a but I got a terabyte. I mean, I paid a little extra for a terabyte so that I've got a lot of space to work
I
on
was
videos.
thinking about 2 terabyte. Yeah, I was thinking about a 2 terabyte drive because you can. In today's world,
videos
especially
take
when
a
you're
lot of
cutting
space.
videos, that's it. Solid state hard drive, says Shaitan. Yeah,
That's
it.
That's it. That's it. SSD. Yep, that's it. Yep. That's it.
I was over on Mega PCs the other day looking at some of the stuff that they have over there, and the SSD drive, I think, is the way they go. So, I was looking at somewhere between $1,600 and $2,000, and if I added more to it, it seemed to go up. I'm probably not going to buy a monitor or anything from them. I've got a couple of old monitors. You don't have to have state of the art monitor. You just have to have something you can see.
Yeah. Well, I went with a laptop. I went with a gaming laptop, and it was right around that price, exactly what you're looking for. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm using right now. It's an older model. It's got a Core i5 in it that my nephew built, and it was his gaming laptop. And when he built himself another one, he gave me this one. So I wouldn't be able to do even what I'm doing now if it wasn't for this little laptop. But I want to get a desktop unit going in here, something that's got some power to it, so that these little hiccups that we have, maybe we can minimize those here in the future at some point.
Yeah. There's no room in this place to actually put a desktop computer.
There isn't any in here either, but I'll make room.
This laptop is actually on like one of those dinner tray stands, right up pulled up to the couch.
Yeah, how much did that laptop run you there? If you don't mind me asking.
It was right around that same price you're looking at. It was like $1,700-$1,700. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With all that RAM, it was like a massive amount of RAM. And when I bought it,
how do you keep
when I bought it, it was like this. I've had this for 2 years now, but when I bought it, it had the fastest processor on the market, and it was solid SSD hard drive, but it was right under that, just under the $2,000 mark. Yeah. And believe me, it plays games.
So
games on this thing are unbelievable. I can play them at the highest rate, like the highest graphic settings, and I'm blown away by how good games play on this thing. It's unbelievable.
I was going to ask you, how do you keep that sucker cool? Do you have one of those little things that it sits on with the fans in it, or you just let the fan that's in it do its job?
I just let it do its job. I've never modified it. Yeah. It's what is it? It's the Dragon ones. I think, and GeForce does all the chips. NVIDIA GeForce RTX, it says. Yeah. Intel Core i10.
Okay. Yeah, you got the badass chip there in it still.
Yeah, it's the ones with the big dragon logo on the back. It's like that red dragon. It's that laptop. The keyboard lights up all in red down here. You know, I don't remember I don't remember what the dragon logo stands for. I'm sorry, but it's that big dragon computer. A lot of gaming guys on Twitch use this dragon thing. Someone in the chat will know what I'm not a gamer.
Yeah, they do. I'm not a gamer. I'm not.
It works unbelievably well for the making videos and stuff, because I can remember when I had an older laptop when I was making that Transformers documentary, and when I would try to cut together, I had to cut that together in like 5-minute segments, because if I went more than 5 minutes, the computer would crash.
Wow.
So it was a pain in the ass making that. And when I got that done, I was like, I'm not doing this again. I have to get a good laptop, or a good computer. And then my dad helped me out and helped get it. It was part of the Christmas. He helped me out with it.
Speaking of that, trying to cut videos on an old laptop like that. I have a friend of mine who has a YouTube channel, and that's Brushstroke. And if one of you wrenches wouldn't mind putting Brushstroke's link up here so folks can go subscribe to him. I had Brushstroke on way back when I first started the channel. He was one of my first guests. And he does a little bit of stop motion videos on his channel as well. And he was telling me that his first laptop, he burned it up making videos. He had to go buy a brand new computer.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, sometimes it'll just burn it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you just overheat them to the point that they just can't handle all that computing power that it takes to cut a video together.
Yeah.
And I can understand that because it takes a lot to make a stop motion video, and it takes a lot of computing power to put those things together. Oh, there's Greedo. I got my first Cantina set when I was a little kid, and it was the little cardboard set that came from Sears Roebuck, and it came with all the little menu in it, and that was the one that had the blue snaggletooth in it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Mike Fee brings up a good point here. He says Mr. Home Arcade does everything he does on an iPhone. I don't know how. I don't have any idea what app he's using on that. I don't even know how he does that.
I used to I do a lot of my filming on iPhone, but now I port it into the computer and edit it on the computer. But I used to edit it when the laptop was so damn slow that I used to edit it and do all the stuff on the phone, and I was using iMovie for a while, but I ran into problems with if I did a video past a certain length, iMovie would run out of memory. So I switched to Film Pro or something. What is it called? I still have the app. Hold on, Filmmaker Pro is the app, and that app is really good at making videos on your phone. Filmmaker Pro. It's a red icon.
Oh wow.
And it you can automatically make them formatted for YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. Like it's right in there. You just, when you open Filmmaker Pro, you're like, I want to make a video for Instagram, and you just click it, and it will actually load it once you're done editing right to your Instagram. Or same thing with TikTok or YouTube or any of that. So, and it's free. It's free. You don't have to pay for it.
It's free. Free.
Yeah, Filmmaker
free is
Pro
always better than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Filmmaker. Okay. I'll have to check that out. All right. Let's see here. Bear with me for just a moment, guys.
I know Geekstrong has used the phone for a few of them too. He's done. I don't think he uses a different program though. There's something else, but there's a couple of them out there that are pretty good.
I'm going to throw a link up here for you guys, but I'm having to do it through my phone because the computer's. I don't want to tax it too much here in the chat. So just hang on. You guys continue to talk amongst yourselves while I'm doing this.
CapCut, yeah. On the computer, I have an Adobe program, and I have a Cyberlink, right? Cyberlink, is that what it's called? One second here. It's Power Director. Yeah, Cyberlink makes it. It's Power Director. And I really like Power Director. I think it's it's Power Director 365. It's a really good because they have a connection. I don't know if Cyberlink owns them or what, but that there's like a film stock, like a stock film and stock photo, stock music, like directory that they have. So if you need any music, you can type it in, and it's all fair use. And then there's like you can get like clips from just random, like when we were doing Jeopardy, I needed a clip of a car exploding for some gag we were doing during Jeopardy, and where I made it look like Dino's car exploded, and there was
something like that.
There was 2 or 3 free clips you could use of just random cars exploding. You know what I mean? So there's all kinds of fun things that you can grab from their stock images, and it just comes with the program. You get the license for using the stock images for your YouTube channel with the Power Director, you know.
Nice. I like Salt said, this is where I learn from you people. And I said, that's where I learn as well. That's why I like having people who are already content creators, and I get to talk to them.
Da Vinci, Da Vinci's a good one too. Yeah, Da Vinci's a great one. That's a great program too. Chip uses Da Vinci. That's another one that's fantastic.
Is that for the PC?
Yeah, you can get it for the PC. Yep.
Okay, and they're talking about the hub there down there. I don't want to mention that too much here. Now you guys be good over there in the chat. And Rolando putting up Mr. B Customs there. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Mr. B is in here. He says, hey, John.
Mr. B just got all the extra trees from my Ewok Village set.
Oh, wow.
I bought an Ewok
Village set.
Yeah, I bought an Ewok Village a couple years back with the box, but the village was it wouldn't sit level. Some parts were broken. I got it for really cheap because things weren't all there. But I finally found another pile of parts that were, again, really, like, it was like $20 or $25 or something after shipping with all these parts. And together with all the parts and everything, we built one good, but I had like 4 or 5 extra trees and extra platforms and stuff. And Mr. B wanted some of those extra trees. So I think I sent him 4 of them, right? Was it 4 trees? And he's going to do something with them to make some custom stuff. So yeah, so I'll be excited to see what Mr. B comes up with these Endor Ewok Village trees that I sent him. So
nice. I was going to bring up a point. Didn't they reuse the Ewok Village as Robin Hood's hideaway or whatever when the Robin Hood launched?
Sherwood. It was the Sherwood Forest for the Robin Hood set. Yes. Yep. And actually, some people like that better because the Sherwood Forest had actually tree canopies that fit on top of the, like, greenery, leaves and stuff that fit on top. So some people like those. They at least seek out the green tops to put on their Ewok Village,
Oh, are they interchangeable?
Yeah, they're exactly the same. Yeah, so you can put the top from Sherwood Forest on your Kenner Ewok Village. Yeah, because they're the same. They're the exact same playset. Yeah, and same with the battle wagon. The battle wagon is the same also. But in the Kenner Ewok, the Kenner Ewok battle wagon had a skull on the front, and what they did is they took that skull off for the Robin Hood one and put the catapult on there. But the catapult is also the Ewok catapult that they had, so it's like they reused all the Ewok stuff for the Sherwood Forest stuff for the Robin Hood.
They were notorious about reusing those molds because even like Robin Hood is like the body off of a Green Arrow from the
it's
Super
Green
Powers
Arrow
line.
Yep. His ring is
and
even on there.
Friar Tuck. Yeah, Friar Tuck is a Gamorrean guard.
Gamorrean guard, and the sheriff of Nottingham is the body of of someone from, I think it's a body of a Superpowers, but it's the head from Desaad or someone, right? Yeah. But isn't the head
that's
from,
correct? I like
head from Waterworld or something?
I like
don't know what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But, I like Salt brings up a point here. The mold is where the money goes. Yeah, that's where those molds cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the more use you can get out of it, the more you're going to get your money back on it. So they were notorious about reusing toy lines molds like that back in the day. I don't know if they still do that or not. I know McFarlane does, because he doesn't do anything but repaints of Batman and Superman, it seems like.
But they did it for Mask. Like Kenner had the Mask line, and then later on they had the Vortec. It was called Vortec, and Vortec used a lot of Mask molds. And then what was it? From Hasbro, G.I. Joe vehicles were reused in the Stargate line. The Stargate sand buggy is the same as the Awe Striker from G.I. Joe.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, we're getting close to the 2-hour mark here, and that's usually where I do this right here. I start feeding my ducks, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone. But I want to start with Super John, who is awesome and came on the show with me today at very little notice. Super John, what you got going on over there on the Super Awesome Geek Show here in the future?
Well, today we just put up a video with about Huffer and Pipes from the G1 Transformers. And coming up in the next couple days, there's a video of us building the Equalizer tank from G.I. Joe, vintage G.I. Joe, the Sergeant Slaughter's Marauder Equalizer tank. So that build will be up. It's up right now for members and for Patreon guys, but it'll be up for the public in a couple days. And then I'm going to be doing one where I go through all the figures that we got from both the lot that I bought thanks to Dino and the rest of the figures I got from this last lot. I'm going to do them all in one video. So there's probably going to be about 60 or 70 figures in that we'll go through. And then the Mauler tank, we got to put that together. And I got to do a video about the bug and these Secret Wars. So we got a lot coming up.
Cool. And Sir Clifton, when do you expect to have your rig back up and running and get your show back going?
Well, I hope it'll be in a week or two. Till then, you and Joneser have been working up, trying to get where we can get me up to 100 subscribers. There's a giveaway for a comic, a deceased #1 comic, Batman. And so, yeah, y'all go to Eternity Lips and hit the subscribe button, and let's get this thing up and get that comic give to somebody that wants it. That's really, really awesome comic book.
Cool.
It is. And when you go and subscribe to Sir Clifton, or if you've already subscribed, take a screenshot of your subscribe button, click, and send that to Motu Joneser by Instagram, and he will enter you into the contest. If you need to know more about it, hit Motu Joneser's page. He's got a video on all about how to enter this contest. That comic book is graded at 9.8, and it's slabbed and everything, ready to go.
What will be the first thing in the works when I do get my computer back is I will be putting my video up for Eternia. I got to do a bunch of editing.
Nice.
There you go. So one of the first things he's going to do is give us a video of his Eternia build. I can't wait to see it. What am I doing here? The same as always. More Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures coming up in the future. Make sure you have or you're subscribed to the channel, and you have the bell icon clicked so that you will be here whenever I go live or whenever I get a video dropped. And in the meantime, it's time to say good journey to everyone, and we'll see you all next time here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures.
Goodbye.
Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.